What would make a 6-year-old boy give up his lunch every single day for someone most people walk past without a second glance when the school gatekeeper starts receiving tiny lunchbox surprises? No one expects it to unravel a story that will tug at your heart and change lives forever. Stay with us, because what unfolds from this simple act of kindness will leave you speechless. This is the story of Nathan, a successful CEO who thought he had it all figured out until his son Liam taught him that the deepest love can come from the most unexpected places. In Silicon Valley, Nathan Morrison built an empire. At age 34, he is the CEO of Technova Solutions, a company revolutionizing cloud computing. His corner office overlooks the bustling streets, a testament to years of relentless work and determination. But success often comes with loneliness. 3 years ago, his world shattered when his wife, Sarah, passed away from cancer. In just 6 months, he went from being a husband and father to a single dad, grieving while running a multi-million-dollar company. His son, Liam, is his rock, a smart 6-year-old with his mom's gentle spirit and his dad's sharp mind. Every morning, Nathan drops Liam off at Riverside Elementary School, watching his backpack bounce toward the gate. Liam notices everything: the morning sun on the dew, the crossing guards with mismatched socks, why some kids sit alone at lunch. One late September Tuesday, Ms. Henderson, Liam's teacher, pulled Nathan aside while picking him up. Her warm smile carried a hint of curiosity as she adjusted her glasses. "Mr. Morrison, I wanted to talk to you about something Liam's been doing. Every day at lunch, he saves part of his sandwich and fruit. At first, I thought he wasn't hungry, but then I realized he was sharing with Haley, our new security guard." Nathan's eyebrows furrowed. "Sharing his lunch?" "Yes." And when I asked why, he said, "Miss Haley only eats dry bread, and that's not enough for someone who works so hard." He's really kind-hearted. That evening, as Nathan helped Liam with homework, he gently brought it up, glowing under the warm pendant lights. The kitchen glowing under the warm pendant lights, the scent of dinner still lingering. "Liam, Ms. Henderson said you've been sharing your lunch with someone at school." Liam looked up, his dark eyes sparkling with innocence. "Miss Haley, she's really kind. Dad, she always smiles while cleaning up, even when the kids are rowdy and throw trash around. She told me she's saving money to go back to school and become an art teacher. She showed me how to draw a butterfly that looks like it's flying off the page. Look." Liam pulled out a piece of cardstock. On it was a detailed butterfly drawing, surprisingly impressive for a 6-year-old's work. What caught Nathan's attention was the careful adult handwriting at the bottom: "Dear Liam, keep spreading your wings. Love, Miss Haley." Nathan felt a warmth he hadn't in months. There was something about this gesture, the care in those words, that touched him. "Dad." Liam's voice broke his thoughts. "Yes, buddy. When can Miss Haley come live with us?" Nathan nearly choked on his coffee. "What, yeah. She seems sad sometimes, like when you don't notice. And Miss Haley looks sad sometimes too, but when we're together, we're all happy. So if we lived together, maybe we'd always be happy." The 6-year-old's logic was both heartbreaking and profound. Nathan knelt down to his son's level, searching for the right words. "How do you explain that the world isn't just about sharing lunches and giving good strangers a home? Liam, relationships are more complicated. We can't invite someone to live with us just because they're kind." "But your mom always said home is where the love is. And I can see that Miss Haley has a lot of love." Nathan's throat tightened. Sarah really had said that. Home is where the love is. Their family motto still hung in the foyer. "Tell me more about Miss Haley." Liam's face lit up. "She's really smart. She knows about art, books, and can even sing in Spanish. She always has Band-Aids for kids who fall. She never gets mad when someone makes a mess. She eats the same lunch every day, just peanut butter bread, no jelly. The same lunch every day. Yeah, but she never complains. She says she's grateful for what she has. Sharing is caring. And I care about her. That's why I share my apple or cookies." Ms. Henderson says sharing is caring, and I care about Miss Haley. As Nathan tucked Liam in, he found himself curious about the woman who had captured his son's admiration. What kind of person inspired such loyalty from a 6-year-old later? He sat in his office, staring at reports but unable to focus. The house had felt too quiet, too empty since Sarah passed. They had everything: a nice house, a well-stocked kitchen, toys and books, all the material comforts money could buy. But something was missing. Liam's innocent question made him realize, when can Miss Haley come live with us? The question echoed as he closed his laptop. For the first time in months, he felt genuinely curious about someone new. Tomorrow, he decided, he'd meet Miss Haley, the one who had won his son's trust. He had no idea this decision would change everything. The next morning brought a challenge to everything. Nathan thought he understood family, love, and second chances. Sometimes the most valuable things can't be bought. They're found in unexpected kindness, from unexpected hearts. The next morning, autumn brought fresh promises. Nathan made an unusual decision. Instead of rushing Liam to school as usual, he'd drop him off and maybe catch a glimpse of the woman who impressed his son. Riverside Elementary had charming brick architecture with wide hallways lined with colorful student artwork. As they walked down the main hall, Liam's steps quickened, his eyes scanning everywhere. "There she is," Liam whispered excitedly, tugging Nathan's sleeve. Seeing a young woman cleaning near Nathan followed his son's gaze and saw a young woman cleaning near the library entrance. She was petite, probably in her early 20s, with shoulder-length brown hair tied back in a neat ponytail. Though it was early and routine work, she hummed softly, moving with graceful efficiency, showing pride in her job. Whatever it was, she wore the standard security uniform, a navy polo and khaki pants, but somehow looked neat and professional. When she spotted Liam, her face lit up with a genuine smile that seemed to brighten the whole hallway. "Good morning, Liam. How are you today, sweetie?" "Good morning, Miss Haley. I brought you this." Liam reached into his backpack and pulled out a small box. "Mom used to make these energy bars with oats and honey. Dad learned how to make them, and I thought you might like them for breakfast." Haley's eyes widened in surprise, and she looked like she might cry. She knelt down to Liam's level, her voice gentle but emotional. "Oh, Liam, that's so thoughtful. But you know you don't have to bring me food, right? I want to make sure you're eating enough. I eat plenty. Dad packs extra because he says growing boys need fuel. I just like sharing with friends." "Friends," Haley repeated, her voice a little shaky. "I like that." She looked up and met Nathan's eyes for the first time. He was struck by her expressive gaze, intelligent, kind, and deep, holding both joy and sadness. She stood gracefully, wiping her hands on a small cloth. "You must be Liam's dad. I'm Haley Chen. Your son is really special." Nathan shook her hand, noting her firm grip and the small calluses. "Speaking of honest work, I'm Nathan Morrison. And yes, he is. Ms. Henderson mentioned you two have become friends. The best kind. He's taught me that kindness knows no age limit. She taught me to draw better," Liam chimed in, "and she knows the best stories. Do you know there's a story about a boy who plants seeds that grow into friendships? Trees." Nathan found himself smiling for the first time in weeks. "Sounds great. Maybe Miss Haley could tell it to us sometime," Liam suggested with the subtlety of a 6-year-old matchmaker. Haley blushed slightly. "I'm sure you have more important things to do than listen to stories." "Actually," Nathan heard himself say, "we'd love to hear about those friendship trees. Maybe over coffee. I mean, if you have time. I'd like to thank you properly for being so kind to Liam." Surprise flashed across Haley's face, followed by hesitation. Nathan could see her weighing the invitation, wondering if it was okay to grab coffee with a student's parent. "I appreciate the offer, but I don't want to impose or make anyone uncomfortable. You shouldn't feel obligated. Liam talks about you all the time. It's great to know the person making such a positive impact on his day." Haley glanced at Liam, who was beaming at them with the satisfaction of a successful negotiator. "Sure, a coffee sounds fine. I usually take a break around 3 p.m. There's a Grind Coffee on Main Street, about 2 blocks away. Does that work?" "Perfect. I'll meet you there at 3. Grind Coffee had a cozy, unpretentious vibe, mismatched furniture, local art, and the rich aroma of freshly roasted beans created a welcoming atmosphere for conversation. Nathan arrived early, choosing a corner table with comfy chairs instead of the high stools. He felt nervous, which was ridiculous. This was just coffee with his son's friend. A thank you gesture. Nothing more. Haley arrived on time, having changed from her work uniform to dark jeans and a soft green sweater that highlighted her eyes. She'd let her hair down from its bun, and Nathan was again struck by her natural beauty. "Thanks for suggesting this," she said as she sat across from him. "I have to admit, I don't get many coffee invitations. I find that hard to believe. You seem like someone with a lot of friends." Haley smiled, but a hint of sadness passed over her. "I'm still pretty new to town. Just started 6 weeks ago. Moving to a place where you don't know anyone can be tough." "Where are you from?" "Portland, Oregon. I'm finishing up at Portland State University, majoring in art education, but I had to pause for financial reasons. I've been juggling part-time jobs to pay for school, but ended up working more than studying. I figured I'd take a year off, save up, and then finish." "What brought you to this area specifically?" "Honestly, I threw a dart at a map." Haley laughed, but Nathan sensed there was more to it. "Not literally, but I needed a fresh start and saw the job posting. It felt like fate." "And you live alone?" "Yeah, I have a small studio above the bookstore on Elm Street. It's not much, but it's mine. And Mrs. Patterson, the landlord, lets me help out on weekends in exchange for reduced rent." Nathan did the math in his head. Security work plus side gigs at the bookstore didn't pay much, especially in an area with skyrocketing costs due to the tech boom. No wonder Liam noticed her simple lunches. "So you're working toward becoming a teacher?" "Yeah, that's the dream," Haley said, her face lighting up. "I love working with kids. There's something magical about how they see the world. Everything's possible. Everyone deserves kindness. Every day is a new adventure. Liam is a perfect example. He sure likes you." "It's been a while since I've seen him this excited about school. He's been through a lot, hasn't he? He mentioned that his mother is in heaven." Nathan felt his chest tighten in a familiar way. "She passed away 3 years ago. Cancer. Liam is only 3, so he doesn't remember as much as I sometimes wish he would, but he remembers enough to know what we lost." "I'm really sorry," Haley said, her voice soft and full of empathy. "That must be very difficult for both of you." "Yes, there are easier days, but Liam is the reason I keep going. He has a way of finding joy in the smallest things, seeing the good in everyone he meets, just like you." "What do you mean he comes home and tells me everything about you? How you're saving for school, how you're kind to everyone, how you carry Band-Aids in case someone gets hurt. He notices it all and sees something special in you." Haley looked down at her tea, her cheeks flushing. "He's the special one. Do you know what he said to me yesterday? He said when he grows up, he wants to be someone who makes others feel less alone. A 6-year-old saying he got that from his mom. Sarah was like that. She had a way of making people feel welcome and valued. She always said, 'Home isn't a place. It's a feeling.' That's beautiful. Last night, Liam asked me something that's been on my mind." "What?" Nathan hesitated, then decided to be honest. He asked when you could come live with us. Haley's eyes widened, nearly choking on her coffee. "He what?" I know it's the kind of thing only a 6-year-old would ask, but the way he said it was so matter-of-fact, like it was the most logical thing in the world. "Nathan, I hope you don't think I'm encouraging that. I never wanted to overstep boundaries." "Hey," Nathan said gently, lightly touching her hand. "I'm not worried about that. I can see how much you care about him, and it's clearly with good intentions." His question just made me realize something. What is it? Maybe we're both just surviving without really living. Haley studied his face, trying to grasp his meaning. "What are you saying, I mean?" "Maybe Liam sees something that adults are too cautious or scared to see. Friendship could grow into something bigger if we let it." They sat in comfortable silence. The conversation settled between them. Finally, Haley spoke up. "I have to be honest, Nathan. I don't have much experience with relationships like this. I've spent most of my adult life just trying to make ends meet and find my own path. The idea of becoming part of someone else's life, especially someone with as much responsibility as you, is scary." "What's scary about it? What if I'm not good enough? What if I mess it up? What if I can't be what Liam needs or what you need? I'm 23. I make a living cleaning floors and eat peanut butter sandwiches because that's what I can afford. You're a successful CEO with a beautiful home and a son who deserves the world. What could I possibly offer?" Nathan leaned forward, his voice earnest. "You want to know what you offer: kindness without expecting anything in return, patience, creativity, and the ability to see beauty in everyday moments. Genuine care that makes my lonely son feel seen and appreciated. You bring hope, hope that we don't have to do this alone, hope that there's room in our carefully built lives for someone who brings light to it, hope that Liam's innocent question isn't as impossible as it seems." Haley's eyes glistened with unshed tears. "I don't want to be anyone's charity case, and I don't want to be anyone's meal ticket, but maybe we can just be two people who care about each other and see where it leads. So, what happens now?" "Now, we take it one day at a time. We get to know each other better. We let Liam keep playing matchmaker. We see if this feeling, this connection, is real. And if it is, we figure it out together." In the weeks that followed, Nathan and Haley started building something neither expected: afternoon coffees stretching into early dinners. Starting with afternoon coffees stretching into early dinners, Nathan would pick Liam up from school and often find Haley finishing her shift. Liam's face lit up when he saw her, and she always had a story or a small art project to share. Nathan began seeing Haley through his son's eyes, not as the janitor, but as someone who brought creativity and joy to every interaction. She turned walks to the parking lot into nature scavenger hunts, finding heart-shaped leaves and interesting rocks. She showed Liam how to spot patterns in the brick walls and make up stories about the people they passed. "Dad, look what Miss Haley taught me," Liam said one evening, proudly showing Nathan a small notebook full of sketches and observations. She says, "Real artists are just people who notice the details others miss." Nathan flipped through the pages, amazed at his son's progress in drawing and thoughtfulness. Detailed leaf drawings, even a sketches of birds. Detailed leaf drawings, even a surprisingly accurate drawing of their house. "That's unbelievable. Buddy, you're becoming a real artist. Miss Haley says everyone is an artist in their own way. Even you," she said. "The way you build computer programs is like painting with numbers and logic." Nathan smiled. That sounded just like Haley. Finding art in the ordinary, creativity in technology. Their conversations grew deeper, more personal. Nathan learned Haley grew up in foster care, turning 18 with little support and a strong drive to build a better life. "I want to be the adult I wished I had as a kid," she told him. "Someone who believes in kids' potential, even when they don't believe in it themselves." Nathan shared the struggles of suddenly being a single parent, the weight of running a company while trying to be the dad Liam deserved, the loneliness of making decisions alone, the constant worry that he wasn't enough. "You're more than enough," Haley said firmly. "Liam is happy, healthy, and one of the most compassionate kids I've ever met. You're doing a great job." But their closeness didn't go unnoticed. Alyssa Martinez, Nathan's executive assistant for over 5 years, had started noticing changes in his schedule and attitude. Alyssa, 31, was professional and had harbored feelings for Nathan for years. She was friends with Sarah before becoming his assistant, always there during the grief and hardship. She figured when Nathan was ready to move on, she'd be the natural choice, someone who understood his world, his responsibilities, and could fit seamlessly into his life. She'd noticed the changes. Nathan leaving earlier, turning down business dinners, smiling more, and checking his phone during meetings. When she found out the reason was coffee dates with a school security guard, she felt disbelief and hurt. "Nathan, I need to talk to you," she said one afternoon, stepping into his office with years of professional confidence. "Alyssa, what's on your mind? I'm concerned about some rumors I've heard. About you and someone at Liam's school. I know I don't have the right to interfere in your personal life, but I care about you and Liam, and I want to make sure you're being careful." Careful about what Alyssa took a deep breath. "Nathan, you're a successful CEO. You're wealthy, influential, and a single dad. There are people who might see you as an opportunity." Nathan's expression hardened. "Are you saying someone's trying to use me? I think you should be cautious about getting involved with people whose backgrounds you don't know well. Someone might see you as a way to improve their situation, her situation." The security guard, I've looked into it a bit. You've investigated the woman you're having coffee with. Nathan's voice dropped dangerously low. I'm worried. She's 23, working low-wage jobs since she was 18. No family support. I'm not saying she's bad, but the situation has certain implications. Nathan stood up from his desk, his jaw clenched in anger. What I'm saying is a young woman working hard to improve her life while showing incredible kindness to my son. What implications are you seeing? I think you're too close to see clearly. She's young, attractive, vulnerable, in a good financial position, and she's formed a bond with Liam. That's straight out of the playbook. What playbook? A woman positioning herself to become indispensable to a wealthy single dad. The silence was deafening. Nathan stared at Alyssa, perhaps seeing her clearly for the first time in years. He saw jealousy disguised as concern, possessiveness masked as protection. I think you need to be very careful with what you say next. Alyssa, concern, possessiveness disguised as I'm saying this because I care about you and Liam. Sarah would want me to look out for you both. Don't ever drag Sarah into this. Sarah would have loved Haley. She'd have seen exactly what I see. A person with a big heart who's truly about making others happy. You've known her for 3 weeks. How can you be sure about her motives? Because I've seen her with Liam. I've watched her spend her own money on art supplies to give him better materials. I've seen her stay late to help with homework, even though she's not paid to. I've listened to her talk about her dreams and watched her juggle 3 jobs to make them happen. Alyssa, she's not asking for handouts. She's earned everything she has. But Alyssa's words planted seeds of doubt, not about Haley's character. He was certain of her integrity. But about the wisdom of pursuing someone with such a different life. Was he being selfish? Was he putting Haley in a tough spot? Sometimes the biggest barrier to love isn't the differences between two people, but the judgments of others who can't see past their own limitations. While Nathan wrestled with these doubts, he had no idea Alyssa's concerns were about to take a much more harmful turn. 2 days after the confrontation between Nathan and Alyssa, Haley received a call from the school principal. She sat across from Principal Williams, confusion written on her face. Haley, I need to discuss a complaint that's been filed against you, Principal Williams said seriously but kindly. What kind of complaint? The complaint alleges that you've formed inappropriate relationships with students and their families, especially with one student whose father is a prominent community member. Inappropriate relationships? I don't understand. The complaint claims you've accepted gifts from students, spent time with them outside school hours, and developed personal relationships with parents that could create conflicts of interest. It also questions your background and suggests you may not be suitable to work with children. My background. It mentions your foster care history and implies you might have motives to get close to wealthy families. Haley's eyes filled with angry tears. So because I grew up in foster care, I'm automatically untrustworthy. Because my family doesn't have money, I'm definitely a gold digger. I'm not saying that, but I have to investigate all complaints. I'll put you on administrative leave while I look into this. Administrative leave, but I haven't done anything wrong. You'll be on paid leave, and if the investigation finds these allegations unfounded, you'll be fully reinstated in 5 minutes. Her job security and reputation were stripped away. Nathan learned about Haley's suspension when he arrived at school and saw her packing her locker. She looked up at the sound of his footsteps. She'd been crying. Haley, what's going on? I've been suspended. Someone filed a complaint against me. What kind of complaint? They say I'm having inappropriate relationships with students and their families. They question my background and motives. Someone thinks I'm using Liam and you to improve my situation. Nathan felt a cold rage building. That's ridiculous. Who filed the complaint? That person is anonymous. But Nathan knows who it is. The timing, the specific accusations, the way Haley's background was exploited. This is my fault because I thought I knew who did this. Nathan recounted his conversation with Alyssa. Understanding and hurt were evident on Haley's face. So that's her feelings for you, I guess. Maybe she's right. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't belong in your world. Maybe Liam would be better off with someone who can't be attacked for her past. Don't say that. Don't let other people's jealousy make you doubt your worth. Nathan, I'm suspended because someone sees me as a threat. How is that fair to you or Liam? What if this keeps happening? Then we face it together. You can't ask me to protect you every time someone wonders why I'm with the janitor girl." Nathan stepped closer, his voice urgent. "You're not asking me to do anything. I'm choosing this because you're the woman who makes my son laugh, who sees beauty in everyday moments, who juggles 3 jobs to chase her dreams. You're the woman who reminds me what it's like to look forward to something besides the next board meeting. I need time to think. This situation has made me realize how complicated everything can get. Haley, don't let fear make this decision for you. I'm not deciding right now. I just need space to process everything." Nathan watched helplessly as she walked away. He'd never felt more powerless. That night, Nathan struggled to explain to Liam why Miss Haley wasn't at school anymore. But why would someone say bad things about Miss Haley? Liam asked, not understanding adult jealousy. Sometimes people are afraid of losing something, so they try to hurt others to protect themselves. "It's not right." "No, it's not." Liam sat quietly with his stuffed elephant. Finally, he looked up with a serious expression. "Dad, when Mom was sick, you didn't give up on her, right?" "No." "Buddy, I never gave up on her, even when it was hard, especially when it was hard. So why are you giving up on Miss Haley?" Nathan felt a clarity hit him. His 6-year-old son had just voiced what he was too afraid to admit. He was considering giving up. "You're right, Liam. I shouldn't give up on the people I care about." Afraid to admit, he was considering Miss Haley is sad because someone treated her badly. "Hugs help a lot when I'm sad. Maybe Miss Haley needs a hug. And you too. She doesn't have to live with us to be our family. Mom always said family is about love, not an address." Nathan pulled his son into a tight hug. Struck by the wisdom from the purest heart, Nathan decided to fight back. He called Principal Williams and requested a meeting, laying it all out: his relationship with Haley, Alyssa's jealousy, the timing of the complaint, and how the allegations seemed designed to use Haley's background against her. Meanwhile, Nathan confronted Alyssa directly. He called her into his office. "Did you file a complaint against Haley Chen at Riverside Elementary?" Alyssa's face paled, but she lifted her chin defiantly. "I was worried." "Did you file the complaint?" "Yes." "You're fired." "Nathan, you can't." "I can. And I am. You used confidential information about my personal life to attack someone I care about. You used someone's background against them. Pack your things." "You're choosing her over years of loyalty. I'm choosing integrity over jealousy. I'm choosing kindness over manipulation. I'm choosing someone who builds people up instead of tearing them down." While Nathan battled for justice, Haley wrestled in her apartment, staring at the letter she'd written to Liam. "Dear Liam, meeting you has been one of the best things that's ever happened to me. You've taught me that kindness knows no age limit. I have to go away for a while because some people think I'm not good enough to be around someone as special as you. But I want you to know that even if I can't be there to see your drawings, I'll always remember the boy who saw someone sitting alone and decided to share his cookies. Always be kind, my love. Make the world brighter just by being in it. You'll always be in my heart. Love, Miss Haley." She left the letter at the school and resigned, deciding to start fresh somewhere else. When Principal Williams called to inform Nathan that Haley had been cleared of all charges but resigned and left this letter, Nathan felt deflated. Liam was the one who sparked the breakthrough. "Dad, remember when Miss Haley told us about the friendship tree? She said there's a real place where anyone can learn to be an art teacher, even if they don't have much money. Somewhere cold with a funny name. Autumn Hill." Nathan immediately searched Autumn Ridge College in northern Minnesota, a small school with programs for non-traditional students pursuing education degrees. If Haley was starting over, that's exactly where she'd go. The next morning, Nathan and Liam drove 8 hours to find her. They found Haley in the art building, sitting alone, sketching, her hair falling over her face. Through the window, Nathan could see she'd been crying. "There she is." "Dad," Liam whispered. Nathan knocked gently on the door. Haley looked up, surprise turning to joy, confusion, and pain as she saw them. "Nathan! Liam! What are you doing here?" Liam ran to her and wrapped his arms around her waist. "We came to bring you home." "Oh, sweetie, I can't go home." "Why not?" "Because sometimes people don't belong in the same place. even if they care about each other. Liam insisted that wasn't true. Dad, tell her that's not true. Nathan approached slowly. He's right. It's not. Haley, you don't understand. I understand that people used your background against you. I understand you're scared of being judged, of causing us trouble. I understand you think leaving will protect us. Don't you? No. That just means we'll all be lonely and hurting instead of together and happy. What about your company, your reputation? Then we handle it together. Haley, I fired Alyssa. I've made it clear that my personal life isn't up for discussion. And if my world can't accept the woman I love, maybe I need a different world. The woman you love. Nathan's voice was steady and certain. Nathan's voice was steady and certain. I love you, Haley. I love your kindness, your creativity, your strength, and your resilience. I love how you see beauty in everything, how you make Liam laugh, how you make our house feel like home again. I love that you juggle 3 jobs to chase your dreams and carry Band-Aids in case someone gets hurt. I love all of you. Tears streamed down Haley's face. Nathan, I know we haven't known each other long. I know it's complicated and scary, but what we have is real, rare, and worth fighting for. Liam tugged at Haley's sleeve. Miss Haley, remember the friendship tree. You said seeds take time to sprout, but when they do, they're stronger than anyone can imagine. We're like seeds sprouting into a friendship tree, and the friendship tree won't go away just because someone says bad things. Haley looked from Liam to Nathan, seeing the unconditional acceptance she'd always dreamed of. Did you really drive 8 hours to find me? We'd drive as far as it takes. And if you want to stay here and finish your degree, we will. I can run my company from anywhere. The important thing is, we're together. Could you really give up your life in California for me? You're not asking me to give up my life. You're asking me to start a new one. Haley looked around the art room, then at Nathan and Liam. At the family they were offering. I've never had a family. Neither have we. Not like this. Maybe we need to define what family means to us. What will it look like? Sunday pancakes and bedtime stories, supporting each other's dreams, choosing love over fear every day. It sounds like the friendship tree, Liam added seriously. Haley pulled Liam into a tight hug. I'd love to be part of your family. Really? Liam asked, his face lighting up. Really? But I want to finish my degree. I want to be a teacher. We'll support you every step of the way, Nathan said. 6 months later, Nathan relocated his company to Minnesota. So that's her feelings for you. They got married in a small lakeside ceremony with Liam as the ring bearer. On a cool autumn evening, they sat on the porch watching the sunset. Liam showed them his new drawing, a detailed friendship tree diagram with 3 figures below it. The roots go deep because that's how you know the tree is healthy. And the branches reach out because we have room for more people if they need a family too. Family isn't defined by blood ties or money, but by being willing to recognize someone's value and make space for love to grow. Through this touching story, we're reminded that kindness doesn't always come with grand gestures sometimes. It's as simple as staying, listening, or choosing not to walk away when things get hard. The journey we just witnessed shows us that even the most broken moments can become bridges to healing. When someone chooses compassion over judgment, let's take a moment to support the main character. They've shown incredible courage in facing the past and choosing growth over fear. What they need now is a community that believes in their next steps, a hand to guide, a voice to affirm, and a little faith that their story is far from over. What would you tell them if they were standing in front of you right now? If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments. Let them know they're not alone. And if you believe the world needs more heartwarming stories like this, real, raw, and redemptive, don't forget to subscribe to Touching Tales Hub. Every view, every like, every new subscriber helps us bring more moments of light into the dark corners of everyday life. Because sometimes, a single story can change everything, maybe even yours.